Hello everybody, welcome back to another rebuild, and this time we're going to be going to France, where we will be taking on OGC Nice, who are of course owned by the Ineos Group and Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who have just recently got a 25% stake at Manchester United. And I believe they haven't been out of the top 10 for quite a while, but it has been a while since they won Ligue 1, and we're going to see if we can remedy that in the next 5 seasons. They enjoyed the best spells during the 1950s, although now during a 19-year barren spell, having not won a competition since 2004. They won the French top division in 1951, 52, 56 and 59. Now I believe they are the only 4 league victories that they have had. So it has been, what, 65 seasons, 65 seasons that they have won the top flight, finishing runners-up 3 times. They've won the French Cup in 1952, 54 and 1997. We're going to try and topple PSG, which is no mean feat, that's for sure. So we're going to try and bolster their trophy cabinet if we can. Fierce rivals on Monaco, by the way. And currently they are sitting in 4th spot in Ligue 1 at the moment in this season. 14 points off PSG, but only 3 points off second place Brest, and just behind Monaco, which I would have thought they'd want to finish ahead of. This is their favoured formation, and they have got some really good players in here. So they've got Laborde up front, Boga, Boldy, Thuram, Bidoué, Rosario, Rosier, Dante, Todibo and Bod. We're going to try and hold on to Todibo. There's a lot of interest from the Premiership clubs, and Bulka in goal. Got quite a lot of loan obligations, a lot of them out on loan in fact. The chairperson, Jean-Pierre Rivere, he wants us to sign players under the age of 23 for the first team. Okay, I can get on board with that if we got the money to do it. Develop players using the club's youth system. Again, dependent on whether we have the staff and the players are just good. Maintain the global reputation. Work within the budget, which is normally a gimme. Qualify for the Champions League. That's what they want us to do. And the latter stages of the French Cup. Become recognised as best of the rest. So that's 2nd spot, which seems to be the best of the rest behind PSG. Challenge for a domestic cup competition. Continue to be the best of the... So they want us to just challenge PSG and finish at the top of everybody else. So first off, we're looking at our staff. It doesn't look too bad actually. We need a decent goalkeeping coach in there, and we should be okay. Other than that, apart from the medical staff, that's just above and average. Yeah, we need to improve that a little bit as well. And we're short of some recruitment analysts. That should bolster that up as well. So overall, I'm quite happy with what we've got at the moment. Money-wise, we've got 22 million in the bank, and we have got 4.5 million to spend, and we're at the top end of the wages budget. We have got a 71 million pound debt, which will be over in 2047, paying 235,000 pound a month. And we can see from the past how many seasons they've been in league. All this time, have they? I'm guessing they have. Yeah, finishing as low as 17th on a few occasions, but other than that, they have been round about the top 10, finishing as high as 3rd since their last league win. So it looks like they've got a hefty squad, which is nice. Always nice to have a depth in there. So if I have a look at some of the better players that they have got then, and it looks like quite a young squad actually. Let's have a check by age. The oldest player is 39, Dante. Wow. And he's probably one of our better players as well. Be silly just to get rid of him. I mean, if he can play, great. Looks okay, actually, to be honest. I love the hair as well. That is him and Todibo. We have got another young player there, I'm guessing. Wow, okay. If he's up for it, I'm sure he'll retire very shortly. Goalkeeper, 30 years old, 29. Apart from that, 28, 4 players 28 and above. I'm quite happy with that. It means we've got a fairly young side. In fact, there's quite a gap. 26 is the next oldest player. That's pretty decent. Right, okay, let's have a look at some of the better players. Todibo. He's wanted, of course he is. Arsenal, Newcastle, Tottenham and Bayern Munich. If they come knocking on the door, they're going to have to pay a hefty fee. But Todibo, Definitely somebody we will want to hang on to if we can. We've got him at least for another 4 seasons. Fantastic. Laborde, 29 years old, striker, 15 finishing, and not the quickest, but could work in our favour. He did score 13 goals last season. Taram, a DM. Oh, actually, midfield or DM possibly. Moffey, striker, 24 years old, 15 finishing. Very quick. He's going to be our striker, I think. Only 24 years old as well. He's actually on loan to us. Cost so far 19 million. Is that how much it's cost us to... is he coming to us at some point? It looks like we've bought him. Boga, attacking midfield on the left-hand side. Brilliant. Very pacey. Can dribble. First touch. Brilliant. Budawi, 23 years old. Another cracking player. Can play DM as well. More suited for midfield. Looks really young, doesn't he? Dante we've seen. Right, so most of them are all around about the same. This young lad, Josef, 24 years old, DM. Can play central defender as well. I think he'd be quite suited to being in that position, the DM position. Maybe he is our DM player and we have 2 in midfield. Maybe that is the way to go. See how we get on. Melvin Board. Let's have a look at some of the high potential players then. Banani, 18 years old. Wow, up to £32 million. Very high potential. Maybe we stick him on and see what happens. We've also got Ali Chow, striker. Another one with high potential. Still could improve. Safe to say he's not going to be our starting striker, that's for sure. But he's going to be available. 19 years old as well. And Turan, we know he's only 22 as well. Antoine Mendy, right back. I mean, do we give these youngsters a run out? We have got other players that can play there, but I'm just intrigued how well we would do. Boldy as well, right winger, left winger. Quite versatile actually, that's quite handy. Very, very quick. Mattia Vitti, he's out on loan currently at the moment. 21 years old, getting some game time. Okay, very nice indeed. It's not a bad squad actually, to be fair. So let's have a look and see what formation we can come up with. See what players we can play with. Offload any if we can. Bring anybody in that we need. And we'll be right back. So we just managed the one sale this season. And Alexis Becker, he goes to Claremont for, I think it was about £3 million. He's not going to get any game time. I know he's only 22 years old. Still time to grow, but we've got plenty of other players that can play in the DM or midfield position. So that gave us a little bit more money in the transfer. And we brought in Irish fullback Festi Baselli. £6 million from, I want to say Girona. Udinese. They got him on a free last season. And we pick him up. He played 17 games for him last season, so that's not too bad. It looks very decent, very quick on that right-hand side. I had a look at the fullbacks that we have got, and they're just not quick enough. And he can dribble. He can almost cross, I guess. It's not bad crossing abilities. Can long throw, tackle. His physicals, which won it over for me in the end. He's worth up to £14 million now, so it's quite a good investment. And only 21 years old, so... And a lot of potential still to come. So we're going to lock him in for this season. Together with Ndeyishimi. I do apologise for absolutely butchering that name. And we've got Moffey up top and Diop on the right hand side. So if we pick our best 11, then players disappear apart from Baselli. Dante comes in. As good as he is for 39 years old, he hasn't got a future here, unfortunately. His stats look amazing. Whether him or Tadibo will alternate, I don't know. Or if our young lad gets injured, then he'll come in. But I do want to give the young lad a chance. Dante will probably retire here. I think he's got 1 year left on his contract. I don't think we're renewing it, as we want to give the youngsters a chance. And with that formation and the youngsters playing, we've not done too bad. The friendlies went quite well actually, and then we started our league campaign against Lille. We drew 1-1 with a 66th minute equaliser from Sanson. We beat Lorient 1-0 away from home. Gusan with the 76th minute winner. Lyon, we absolutely smashed 5-1. Cannot complain. Diop, Moffey and Thuram all scoring, and then we had an odd 0-0 draw with Strasbourg. I did not expect that. I expected a victory, but our home form, 2 draws and a win. I expected a bit more than that, I have to admit, but it is only our first season and we are building. This does see us sit in 3rd position. Before that last game we were top of the table actually, but now we dropped to 3rd. PSG take the top spot with 3 wins and a draw. We've got 2 wins, 2 draws, and we're only a couple of points behind. So as long as we finish in the Champions League spot or a European spot, it'll be a season well done, I think. In fact, they want us to finish in the Champions League spot. That's the requirement for this season. And the season preview sees us outside the Champions League spots, 33-1 to win the league, sitting in 5th position. So let's go straight into our first season. Fingers crossed we can come up trumps and get where we need to be. So the task was to finish in the Champions League spot. We have done exactly that. Plus, we are the best of the rest behind PSG. We get to 2nd spot, which is even more phenomenal. 3 points ahead of Lens. Lille behind. Monaco we finish ahead of, which is fantastic. Marseille down in 9th place, and Lyon as well in 11th. We lose 4 games in total. Lille, PSG, only 1-0 though. Toulouse we get smashed 4-2, and Reims as well, but we only conceded 26 goals, the 2nd least in the league. So that might have something to do with the formation midfielders and the DM. Maybe that was what helped us keep the goals down. We score 68, which is the 2nd most in the league, and we did draw a lot of games though, to be honest, finishing 18 points behind PSG. But look at Moffi though, the Golden Boot winner ahead of PSG's Mikolo Muanis, 23 goals. Thuram gets 3rd best player in the league, and our goalkeeper Bulko gets 16 clean sheets, 2nd best as well. I mean, we've done pretty well this season. I'm quite impressed. League-wise, wow, after them draws, we go on a few more draws with PSG away from home, actually, 2-2. That's phenomenal. And Monaco, we go on the rampage with 8 wins on the bounce. The first month, October, didn't concede a goal. The second month, 6-1 against Rennes. Montpellier would beat Toulouse. I mean, there's 13 goals and 3 against in 3 games. That is fantastic. Nantes we beat, then we lose to Reims, and then we go on another unbeaten run, which seems to be very, very good indeed. And Toulouse, that 4-2, it looks very odd amongst all them unbeaten runs. And then the last few games of the season, we kind of drifted away a little bit. We nearly threw it away, but a 5-2 victory over Havre helped us keep 2nd spot. But I'm overall pretty impressed. We did make it to the quarterfinals of the French Cup, unfortunately. We didn't go any further, losing to Montpellier, and that was 2-1. And we were at home as well. Wow. 11th round, we beat Grenoble 2-0. 10th round, 3-0 against GFA. There's a lot of rounds here. And we beat Ajaccio 1-0. To semi-finals, Montpellier went on to beat Lens on penalties, and they played PSG in the final. So who won that? Montpellier went on to beat Win. Wow. They beat PSG 2-1 and claim the trophy. That's insane. Squad-wise, 27 goals for Moffi, which isn't bad at all. 25-year-old striker. I mean, for the time being, he will do nicely. We just need to improve on other positions. But Thuram, look at him. 23 years old, almost a 5-star. 11 goals and 4. 6 and 8 for Boldy. 6 and 7 for Sanson. He only had 8 starts. 20 off the bench. Diop, 9 assists. I did expect a little bit more from him, though, it must be said. Boasele, 5 assists. Not an awful lot. 9 for Boga, though. 28 goals conceded by Marcin, our Polish goalkeeper, which is pretty good, with 18 clean sheets as well. And Dupe as well, our 31-year-old goalkeeper, got a couple of games and a couple of clean sheets as well. Overall, I'm quite impressed with our first season. So going into next season, considering we are in the Champions League, I'm hoping that's going to go up some, because £161,000 doesn't seem an awful lot when we're in the Champions League next season. Well, that has to go down as the challenging window, it has to be said. We do let a lot of people go freely, just not good enough. Lots of youngsters go in, just not making the cut, unfortunately. However, we do make one sale, which is Laborde. He's gone to Norwich for £12 million. They were quite happy to take him for that amount. So that was the only bit of transfer money we had, £12 million. And then obviously with a lot of people going as well, like Dante, he went on a free, released some wages as well. So that kind of helped a little bit. And our first signing was Renato Sanchez from PSG for £6.5 million, I think it was. Very cheap. However, his wages is quite high, £47,500. I think he's the highest earner at the minute. Stats wise, looks really good. 27 years old, a lot of experience. Granted, it's not the 23-year-old that they want. However, there's no real good players out there to bring in. So we kind of really struggled. I'm hoping in the coming seasons we are going to get a little bit more money. And with us being in the Champions League, League. Experience is needed. And from Real Madrid for £4 million, we're bringing Rafa Marin, 22 years old, centre-back. He's our third choice centre-back behind Ndayishimiye and Todibo. Whether or not he'll get any game time, I'm hoping he does. I might lock him in actually. Bit of potential still left in him. And like I say, he's only 22 years old, but physicals look really nice as well. He is a powerful centre-back, so that kind of helps us a little bit as well. He's not going to get bossed around as much. So if I have a look at our best 11, it does have Viti in here, but he's out on loan, so I'm not sure why he is in there. Diop, Broga and Moffi up front. Sanchez comes in to play with Thuram, Ndayishimiye, Bard, Todibo, Obsele and Bulka. Pretty much the same side as last season, apart from a few changes. So we're going to lock Marin in, because I didn't notice he wasn't in the side in the best 11. So I'm locking him in for this season. And so far, so good. We've had 3 wins and a draw in the league so far. We drew against Lille in the first game, then beat Lens, Marseille and Clermont. The Champions League, we have been drawn against Karabag, Copenhagen. Is that right? Are we in the Champions League here? Man City, yes we are. Juventus, Arsenal, Chelsea, 3 English clubs. Seriously. Feyenoord and Union Saint-Gilloise. We are lying in 4th position currently. We are behind PSG, Strasbourg and Monaco. And I did notice Marseille were down near the bottom. They've won a game. They were bottom of the table when we beat them. They beat Lyon 2-1. Season preview, wow, that's a big improvement. We're up to 3rd in the media predictions, 25-1 to win the league. And we do have a player through Thuram in the Dream 11. Take that, PSG. So let's simulate our 2nd season and see if we can pick up some silverware this time, even if it is the Champions League. Well, despite a very meagre transfer window, we did still manage to gain 2nd spot, which is really, really good. I wasn't expecting that, but another Champions League spot once again. 21 wins this time. We got 20 last season. We got 21 this time. A bit more losses, less draws. We scored 79, conceded 37. I think 37 is quite high. I think we conceded less, way less than that last season. 70 points, 18 points behind PSG. Was that the same as last season actually? We finished 18 points behind them last season. Finished 18 points behind them this season. Same points total each. Never seen that before. Moffi though finishes on 21 goals. Mbappe just engulfs everybody, doesn't he? 30 goals this season. Absolute superb. But Diop, 14 assists. The most by anybody in the league this season. So after a very good start in the season, we went through a little bit of a patch in September. 2 draws and a loss there. A loss to Strasbourg. We had picked up a 5-0 win over Montpellier though in October. 5-1 win over PSG. Wow, we beat PSG away from home 5-1. At that point, you would expect us to go on and win the league. But we falter again after a 6-3 mauling of Marseille. We lost to Clermont and Toulouse. Again, games you just don't expect to lose. 5-4 victory over Montpellier, only just scraping by there. We lose to Monaco and PSG in the return legs, but PSG hammer us 4-1 at home. But look at that, Angers at 6-1 and 2 wins in the last 2 games helped us really gain that 2nd spot once again. The rest of the competitions though, the Champions League, we get knocked out in the round of 16 by Liverpool. Ouch. 9-3 over the 2 legs. Oh dear. That seems to have well, that's killed us off really, hasn't it? Did we get to the playoff round? So we didn't finish in the top 8, but we did beat Atletico Madrid 5-4 over the 2 legs. And incidentally, in the league phase, we finished 18th with 4 wins over Union SG, Feyenoord, Arsenal and Karabag. 9-0 win over Karabag. Did lose to Chelsea, Juventus close, Man City by the odd goal as well, but got battered by Copenhagen. What? That just doesn't make sense whatsoever. So who actually won it in the end? Oh, we almost lost it out to the eventual winners, but Real Madrid win it 2-1 after extra time. The French Cup, we get knocked out in the 11th round by PSG. They obviously got their own back, but they've been quite close. A win each in the league and then 3-1 at home to PSG. 10th round, who did we beat? Laval 4-3. 9th round, we beat Romelu Valérez 3-1. Did we enter the 8th round? No, I think we entered it at the 9th round. Well, that's disappointing. Just get a couple of rounds. But who went to go and win it? PSG beat Marseille 2-0. Squad-wise, let's have a quick look. 30 goals by Moffi. Superb. 26 years old. I can safely say he's going to be our striker for the remainder of this rebuild, I feel. 21 and 13 for Thuram. Boga, 11 and 13. That's much better performance from our forwards there. 9 and 8 for Sanchez. That's not too bad in his first season. 15 assists here for Diop, out on the wing with 5 goals, and nobody else really coming close. Eberselli, 7 assists. Yeah, I'm quite disappointed though, to be fair, but we did scrape it, only just. But that doesn't help when you have a meagre budget to play with. And our goalkeeper Bulka, 67 conceded in 49. It may be time to look elsewhere, I feel. And to help us do that, well, that's a massive improvement. £29 million to play with in the window. This season's going to be much better, I feel. And I think it was a case of we had to get them wins in the Champions League in order for us to have that budget. And the fact that we're in the Champions League again has helped us quite a bit. So to begin with, we lose a couple of players just to make up a little bit more money in the transfer. Morgan Sanson, he's gone to Anderlecht for £4 million. We lose Brahimi to Saint Etienne for 1.5, and Dupe as well, the goalkeeper, for £900,000. First up from Toulouse for, I think it was nearly £20 million. We bring in young Restes, the goalkeeper, 20 years old, bags of potential, probably one of the best upcoming goalkeepers around at the moment as well. And we took him from Toulouse, so we weakened them, and we've gained a very, very good goalkeeper, hence why we let Dupe go in the end. And we have got Bulka, who can be our backup. This guy, Restes, looks really good at the moment. He's 20 years old, like I say, bags of potential, and just looks the part. He's got pace and acceleration, very good off the line. Reflexes look superb, and looks like that's gone up already. One-on-ones looks brilliant as well. He commands the area, and all that good stuff as well. And apparently he's a wonder kid. I wasn't aware of that, actually. And finally, from Dortmund's second team, we bring in Duranville. Now, I remember this guy from a recent rebuild that I did. We picked up a snip of £14 million. Pace and acceleration and physicals look okay. Well, sort of. He can't jump, mind. His stamina can do a little bit of a groan as well. But he's only 19 years old. And it fits in with buying players in under 23. So I know we have got some players that can play on that right-hand side. But I'm going to give this kid a go. He can turn into one of the best right wingers. So due to previous experience, I know we can do it. So we're going to give him a go on this side. And I think Diop's going to go on the other side. Because originally we were looking for a left winger. And this guy popped up. And I said, yes, most definitely. Tactically, we've just switched to Mazzola, and we're having a central midfielder in there now. I'm not sure what it was before. A DLP maybe? I'm not quite sure. Duranville's going to go on the right-hand side. Diop's going to go on the left, but he's going to play as an inside forward. And Restes, we locked him in goal as well. Pre-season was okay until we got our players in. We lost the Trophy de Champs to PSG 2-0. Disappointingly, but it was only 2-0. Clermont we beat 3-1 in the league first game. Rennes 3-0, 3-1 again Metz, and then we lost to Monaco. Very disappointing result. Enrique with a 54th minute winner there. The Champions League, keep forgetting we're in that again. Anderlecht, Salzburg, Chelsea, Napoli, Hajduk, Copenhagen, Bayern Munich and Arsenal. I've got a feeling they don't want us to go through in this. We're lying third in the table at the moment, together with Strasbourg and Montpellier on 9 points. PSG 4 for 4, and they're only just winning though. Season preview has us down in third position, 20-1 now to win the league behind Monaco. Let's see if we can get up there and finish in second spot once again, and who knows, we might even go ahead and win the league. Thuram is still in the Dream 11, which is fantastic, our only player in there, and Wahi from Lens, he's in the Dream 11 as well, so we're taking up 2 places out from PSG, so that's pretty decent as well. Surprised Todibo isn't in there though, to be honest. Right, let's simulate our third season. Let's see if we can come up trumps again, finish second spot or higher. Well, can we class ourselves as best of the rest? Now we're 10 points clear of third place Strasbourg and a further point away from Monaco. However, PSG do score 88 points once again, but this time we're only 16 points behind them with 72, so we have closed the gap, but only just. Yeah, 2 points is quite big. Have a lot more losses this time, but the draws are diminishing and the wins are increasing as well. 23 wins this season, which is really, really good as well. Great goal difference with 75 being scored, but we do concede quite a lot of goals though, unfortunately. So looking at some of the results then in the league, we do lose to PSG 2-0 in September with some good wins either side. 4-0 win over Montpellier. We do lose to Marseille 3-1 though, unfortunately. I mean, that's a poor result. We lost to Reims. The wins keep coming, which is good. So do the losses. Lille this time we lose to. 3-0 to PSG again. If we can stop losing to them, I think we'll be pretty good. We're 6-0 victory over Lyon though, so that's a great result. But apart from that, 4-0 Grenoble, Rennes 3-1 to finish off. There's a lot of good wins in there. There's a lot of sequences where we have wins on the bounce, like March. Right through March, all wins, and just one win in April. Wow, okay. But in the competitions, we get knocked out in the French Cup in the 9th round by Toulouse. 1-0. Is that... I think we come in at the 9th round, I think. Do we not? Let me just check. I don't think we play in the 8th. I don't think we do because we're in the Champions League. So we get knocked out the first time of asking. So who won the final? Rennes. 2-1. The Champions League, however, we do get to this round of 16 where we play Barcelona and lose 3-0. That's not too bad. I have to be happy with that. Knockout round, we did win on penalties against Leipzig after a 4-4 draw. In the group phase, we finished in 13th with 4 wins over Bayern Munich. Wow, Copenhagen will get our own back from the previous season. Hajduk and Anderlecht as well. We draw with Chelsea but lose to Arsenal, Napoli and Salzburg. Only by the odd goal though. PSG finished top of that as well, unbeaten with AC Milan. So who won it in the end then? Tottenham after extra time over Barcelona. So the runners up we lost to, but they didn't go on to win it. So that's the second time that's happened now. Losing to the runners-up in the competition. So let's have a look at the squad, see how well they did. There's a lot more goals and a lot more involvements with everybody else. So 17-2 for Choi. Wow, the 22-year-old forward. Maybe we should be playing him. What happened to Moffy then? He's 27 now. He's a little bit concerned. Wow, is Choi better than him now? He's still got 10 goals and 2. Sanchez, 16 and 6. It's not too bad, actually. 16 goals and 6 assists. Diop, 15 and 14. That's pretty good as well on that left-hand side. Thuram, 10 and 5. Really good. 11 assists for Dranville in the end. 7 goals. That's not too bad, actually, from the 20-year-old. Anybody else, really? 47 conceded from Restes in his first season. Maybe we need to strengthen our defenders. But although saying that, Marin and Todibo doing pretty well. So I don't think there's any need to change it. They're both 24 and 26. And I thought we had another defender, Viti as well. And Yishimi. He might have played in the DM role, to be fair. That's not a bad season. I'm quite happy with that. A lot of people getting involved here. And did everybody get a game? They did, whether it being off the bench or not. That's pretty impressive. Everybody getting an all-round performance. But more importantly, 37, nearly 38 million pounds to spend this season. Although there's going to be a few contracts and we're way over budget as well. Wow. Okay, so they have increased the wage budget, but it looks like they may not increase anything else. So we may have to reduce that, sort the wages out, unless we offload somebody. I think that's a pretty good budget to start off with. We didn't really lose anybody in this window, just a few players going out to loan, and I think there's just a couple that are just running the contracts down. We were a little bit light in the squad, and to be perfectly honest, the amount of money that they would fetch, it wouldn't be an awful lot, so I thought we'd keep the squad depth and just add 2. So Maximo Perrone, he comes in from Manchester City for £15 million. He's going to sit in the DM role. He can play in midfield as well. Looks pretty good. Passing and technique looks really spot on. Mentals look really nice as well, and physicals also. He will challenge Endayeshimi. I still cannot pronounce that name. Slightly better potential than him. But even so, I think he'd give him a run for his money either way. From Zenit for £4.5 million, we bring him Alexander Kovalenko. Again, another midfielder. Can go DM, can go cam if the need arises. Just more players into the midfield. That's all we want. Some more backups. We've got Turan, Sanchez, Boudoue and Perrone can play there as well. Diop. we've got a lot of players in there that can come in and do a job for us if any of them get injured. And finally, for £7 million from Atletico Madrid, we brought in another striker. We've got Moffi, we've got Chow as well, who's got some great potential as well, who kept Moffi out of the team last season. But Devan, he's played a couple of games for us already, 3 goals for us, and I can't complain so far. His physicals look really, really good, finishing at 14 as well, and mentals spot on. And he's only 21 years old with bags of potential. Everything's gone to plan so far. We are unbeaten in everything, so I'm really happy with that. The league has started okay-ish, 2 draws, Lorient and Toulouse, which I would have expected to win. But then we beat Nantes 3-0, Montpellier 4-0, and then Lille 3-0. I mean, they're pretty good results. Champions League, we've been drawn with Leverkusen, Sturm Graz, Sporting, Inter, Liverpool, Dortmund, Vigo and Lazio. It's going to be tough to get out of that, but after last season, I expect to get to the round of 16, if not further this time round. We are sitting in second position, which is makes a nice change. We're unbeaten. We haven't been like that for a while, so hopefully that may continue. PSG 5 for 5. If we manage to beat them to the title at some point, I would be absolutely amazed. But it's not for the sake of trying, at least anyway. We're predicted to finish 3rd behind Monaco, which for some reason they seem to be better than us. I don't know why. Todibo makes it into the Dream 11, which is pretty good. And Savio of Troyes in there as well, but other than that, it's all PSG once again. So let's go into our 4th season. Let's see if we can at least bring some sort of silverware in and maybe go a little bit further in the Champions League and hopefully get a little bit closer to PSG in the league as well. Season 4 comes to a close, and disappointingly we finish in 3rd position, some way off second place Lens by 9 points in fact, and I think it's just about 19 points behind PSG as well, so we're still within the 20 points barrier. But yeah, we're not doing it too particularly well this season, at least anyway. 20 wins, 5 draws, 9 losses. You could say we're going through a transition, but we've only added a couple of players, and that's disappointing to see us where we are. We only managed to hang on to 3rd place, mind, 5 points ahead of Strasbourg. But Monaco and Marseille are below us, so that's a good sign. And Lyon as well. And Lille, who narrowly avoid relegation. On a positive note, we are still in the Champions League, so that's good. Devian, though, our new striker, Golden Boot winner, ahead of Mbappe with 24 goals. Wow. Diop gets most assists for the season as well. And we don't come close in any of the others. Florian Wirtz, so 7 Man of the Match awards. I would like to see if we could bring him to the club, but yeah, £500,000 a week. I don't think that's going to be possible, do you? League-wise, we started off okay. Then we got panned by PSG 4-0. But we still carry on with a couple of good wins. Paris FC and Marseille. Bad month in October. 2 losses, 2 draws. And then it is a very, very sporadic with the losses. A couple of good wins and then a loss. Troyes 2-1. You don't expect to lose that sort of game. Lens as well 2-1. 2-1 against PSG. I mean, that's a better performance than the 4-0 away loss that we had. And then we don't finish off strongly either with a draw and a loss. But look at that, 7-1 victory over Saint Etienne. That's a massive result. I mean, that's a superb result, that is. Devian getting 4 goals in that game. Wow. Cup competitions, oh my god. Okay, all's forgiven in the league. We've won the Champions League. How on earth? We beat Liverpool on penalties and we only came 3rd in the league. Well, it just goes to show where we put all our efforts in, doesn't it? Devian gets 9 goals for the competition as well. I mean, that's superb. But we'll have a look at the Champions League in just a second. We go out in the 11th round to Lille in the French Cup on penalties. Just a point in there. 10th round, we did beat Caen 2-0. 9th round, 4-0 against Annecy. And I don't think we entered it at the 8th round, did we? I don't think we did. Always have a look at that, but never remember. The final, though, was won by PSG 5-0 against Auxerre. But let's have a look at this Champions League, shall we? So, Devian gets 9 goals, 1 behind Turan of Barcelona, and same as Nunez of Liverpool. We did finish in 7th position, so we qualify straight for the round of 16 with 5 victories over Lazio, Vigo, Inter, Sporting, and a 7-3 drubbing of Sturm Graz. Wow. We did draw with Liverpool as we did in the final, but beat them on penalties, and we did lose to Dortmund and Leverkusen, the two German sides. Okay, I can handle that. Where did Liverpool finish? They finished top. We beat Chelsea 3-1 in the round of 16. That could have gone a little bit wrong. Quarterfinals, we progressed past Tottenham on penalties. So another English club and another victory for ourselves, where PSG got beat by AC Milan. Semi-finals, we beat AC Milan 6-3. Wow. 5-2 in the first leg. That's incredible. And then that all-important penalty shootout victory against Liverpool, with Diop scoring in the 78th minute to equalise. And then penalty-wise, I think we won 4-2. Thuram, Budoe, Boldi and Bunani. Diaz and Salah both missing penalties there. But either way, we've just gone and won the Champions League. Our first trophy in this rebuild, and it's the Champions League. Now we can only build on that now. Devian scores 34 goals out of 51 with 7 assists, so 41 goal contributions, which is fantastic in his first season. Diop 15 and 17, which is pretty good as well. 32 goal contributions from 49. Sanchez 10 and 6, 9 and 14 for Duranville. Boldy 6 and 2, 5 and 1 for Chow. That's not bad with 2 starts. 5 and 4 for Boga. Anybody else really coming close? Not really. Our goalkeeper Restes is looking pretty good now at 22 years old. Let's have a quick look at his development. It's always nice to see how well they do. So go to attributes and all time, and all his stats are going up in the right direction, at least anyway. So for next season, we need to bolster again, and this time go for the league. If we can win the Champions League, then we should be winning, or at least getting close to PSG in the league. So financially, wow, £46 million. Obviously, we've got contracts to sort out as well. We are almost at the high end of the wage budget, which we're over £1 million now. So we've got to sort some contracts out. Hopefully, we'll have some left over to bring in a couple of really good players as well. We lose Rosario to Sevilla for £3.9 million, and Boga, he's gone to Almeria for £8.5 million. There's a few loanees going out as well. And Latomba's gone out to Montpellier on a free. This did increase our transfer budget to enable us to bring in the following 4 players. The first one from Porto for £16 million. We bring in Julian Araujo. Right back looks pretty solid. I felt like we needed another right back that's going to be comfortable as a complete wing back position, and his physicals look really good. Mentals look really nice as well. He can tackle and he can cross the ball, which is going to help us quite a bit. And from Toulouse, one of our rivals, for £19.5 million, we bring in centre back Christian Mawissa. He was only there for a backup, but he's played a few games for us already, so I'm guessing he's ahead of Marin. 2 goals for us in 5 games. I'm not going to complain. Physicals look really good as well. Determination and mental is fantastic. He's got good heading, got good jumping reach. I think he's got it all for a centre-back at least anyway. From Bayern Munich for £9 million, we bring in a winger. He can play on both sides, which is exactly what I wanted. Diop and Duranville can still play them 2 sides, but this guy's still got a lot of potential. He's a fringe player, 22 years old. Acceleration and pace. Well, pace doesn't look that bad, but acceleration, agility looks really good as well. He's got a very good dribbling, and he can take corners as well, which is probably what's going to be needed. And finally, from Borussia Mönchengladbach for £7.5 million, we're bringing a wonder kid. 20 years old, not particularly as a cam player, but we have got him as a midfielder, one for the future, as we have got Thuram, Sanchez, Kovalenko, Peroni as well in there. So he has got a bit of a way to go, but if he can get a couple of games, then who knows, he might just force himself into the side. So if we have a look at our best 11, it's not really changed that much at all, apart from Mawissa comes into centre-back and Araujo on the right-hand side, right-back. Other than that, our side is as it was. And to be honest, I didn't really want to change it up that much. We just won the Champions League, for goodness sake. You know, we don't want to change it too much. However, there's a lot of players in here that can do the job for us and be here for quite a while. If we have a look at our average age for the club, it's now 24.7 years old. I mean, that's pretty good, I feel, considering we had quite a few 30+ year olds. So far so good in this season. We have just won the UEFA Super Cup. We've just beaten, I'm assuming Arsenal won the Europa League, and we beat them 1-0 in the Super Cup. So that's trophy number 2 in the rebuild, number 1 for season 5. Can we add to it this season? Can we win the league? Can we retain the Champions League? And can we go and win that French Cup and just beat PSG to any of it, which would be fantastic. We've started the league campaign against Rennes. We beat them 3-0, 3-1 against Monaco, 2-0 against Troyes. We did draw with Saint Etienne 2-2, but we did smash Strasbourg 4-1. The Champions League sees us pitted against Atletico Madrid, Arsenal, who we've just beaten in the Super Cup, Porto, Wolfsburg, Lazio, Real Madrid, Celtic, and Strasbourg. We play Strasbourg in the league phase of the Champions. Wow, there's just no limits, is there? We are top of the table currently. PSG have lost a game and they're a point behind the season preview. Wow, we've just shot up into second spot, 13-2 now to win the league. I think we're going to do some wonders this season, hopefully. But surprisingly, we've got no players in the Dream 11. No Todibo, no Diop, no Thuram. That's crazy. Right, okay, let's go into our final season and let's see what we can do. So there it is. We finished the rebuild in second spot. It's safe to say we are the best of the rest by a country mile. 7 points clear from Monaco in third spot. And we only lost 2 games this season. Please let it not be beat. We did lose to PSG. Wow, them 2 games cost us. Unbelievable. Did we draw with PSG then? Twice, 0-0 and 1-1. PSG win it 5 points. We reduced the gap to 5 points in the end. And as you can see, our last 3 games, 2 draws and a loss. That cost us possibly the title. And we only conceded 18 goals. And strangely enough, we don't have anybody in the top 3 apart from Restes, who gets 21 clean sheets and the Golden Glove. Deservedly so, I feel, as well. So we had a really good run right at the very beginning, right up until we played Troyes at the end of February, in fact. Wow, that's a big run, that is. And then we lost our last game of the season. You can see 2 draws, including the PSG one and Reims as well. And we lose to Monaco 3-2. I mean, that again, things could have been so different. But we had a good go at it this time round. And I think with the signings we've made, I think that's kind of helped us. Disappointed to capitulate right at the very end, though. It has to be said. If we won that Reims one, it might have been a different story going into the final game. But it's safe to say we can put ourselves as best of the rest. Cup competitions, apart from that UEFA Super Cup victory, we get knocked out in the 10th round by Strasbourg on penalties as well. Who did we beat in the 9th round when we came in? 5-0 against Cannes, who went on to win it. PSG, of course, they did the domestic double. And the Champions League, we didn't retain it, but we get knocked out in the round of 16 by Manchester City. 4-3 in the end. A 2-0 second leg victory for City, though, after we were 3-2 up. That's not bad at all, is it, though? Really, round of the knockout round, we clearly didn't finish in the top 8, but we did get past Juventus at 3-2. And the league phase, wow, we only just qualified 23rd spot. Just the 2 victories, Real Madrid and Wolfsburg. We lost to Strasbourg, Porto and Arsenal, and Celtic, Lazio and Atletico we drew against. Disappointing not to get any further, and that's really poor where we finished. Barcelona and Manchester City 8 for 8. Did they meet each other in the final, I wonder? Man City beat Real Madrid 4-1 to remain unbeaten, I'm guessing. That's not bad going, but quite emphatic in the final, though, for City. Squad-wise, goals, not as many this time from Jason van der Veen. 23-5. 12-3 for Chow, which he looks really good. 7 goals for Guson, who's out on loan. 7-12 there for Thuram. 6-4. Yeah, we kind of stored a lot on the goals, haven't we, really? A lot of players getting some game time and scoring goals, but yeah, it's not been emphatic this time round. 37 conceded by Restes, though. 24 clean sheets. Could that beat the record, I wonder? But everybody getting some game time. Bulka gets a game and a clean sheet as well, which is good to see. Plowing the money in, so can't say fairer than that. We're determined to go and win the league at some point. Staffing, wow, we've got the best of everything, haven't we? Apart from the medical staff, from the physios. But yeah, I mean, I'm quite happy with that. I mean, that's beating PSG though to it. So I think we're not that far off them really. 5 points in the league in the end. So like always, let's have a look at the club records. See if we did break any in this 5-year tenure. Most points in the season, 80. That's the season just gone. We finished on 80. Brilliant. Fewest points in the season, 0, 33, 34. Wow, I did not know that. Highest attendance in 2023, 35,000 against Marseille, 27, 1.17 against Porto. Gate receipts, highest average attendance, 32, just under. Lowest attendance, just under 20 against Lyon in the league. 26-27 sees most goals by a player in the season at Devian, 34, brilliant. And Moffy gets most goals by player in a season. League goals, that is 27. Highest average rating by Thuram, 7.35. Oldest player, 40, Dante. Fastest goal, 41 seconds by Perone against AC Milan in the Champions League semi-final in 2027. Most goals by player in the match, 4 by Diop. Most goals by player in a league match, 4 by Diop in the same game. He also gets most assists in this season. Restes gets most clean sheets. Most player of the match was Moffy. Oldest goal scorer, 30 years old, Sanchez. Well done. Most matches won in a row, 8. 2023. Matches without winning, 5. Well, we don't want that record, do we? Most matches without scoring, 2. And most matches without conceding, 7, which is really good as well. Did we break any transfers? Yes, the 19.5 million from Restes from Toulouse in 2025, the goalkeeper. So if you did enjoy that, thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We made it our task to be the best of the rest, and we have done that. And along the way, we got the UEFA Super Cup and the Champions League, which I did not expect. So if you did enjoy that, smash that like button, and we'll see you on the next rebuild.